Texas Governor Greg Abbott has declared the situation at our southern border an invasion. This while 3 CBP agents were involved in a shootout with smugglers, leaving 1 dead, 2 others injured, showing a dangerous progression at the U.S.-Mexico border for the foreseeable future. This is Title 42 is set to expire at the end of next month.
Christopher Olivarez is the Staff Lieutenant of the South Texas Highway Patrol, joins us live here. Lieutenant, good to see you as always. Welcome back to National Report. So what do you make of Governor Abbott's invasion declaration? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, good morning. So, I mean, my thoughts are it's perfect timing, especially the fact that now that we're going to see Title 42 be completely rescinded come December 21st. So it's the perfect timing right now to actually invoke this invasion clause. Now, one thing that we are waiting to get guidance on exactly is how we're going to implement that. So we have our state leadership meeting with the governor's office this week to see how we're actually going to implement the invasion clause, because it is going to require logistics as far as additional manpower, vehicles to transport these illegal immigrants to processing centers so we can properly vet them. But also the main question is Mexico going to accept these illegal immigrants when we try to expel them back to Mexico? That is going to be the main question right there. We do know for a fact that Border Patrol at times does expel some of these immigrants back to Mexico, and the Mexican officials will accept them. Now, of course, this is the state of Texas doing this job, so we have to see. That's going to remain to be seen if Mexico is going to accept these illegal immigrants when we try to expel them back to Mexico. But again, we'll have some more information this coming week as far as how we're actually going to implement the invasion clause and see how we're going to move forward to really try to stem the flow of mass migration that's taking place along our southern border.
You know, when you look at the trends of migrants, what are you seeing? Is there an appearance that maybe the number might be lessening, that it might be slowing down at all?
Well, it's not slowing down at all whatsoever, Emma. I mean, I think we use more of a conservative number when we talk about the number of encounters, the number of gotaways. When you have close to 1 million gotaways since last year, I mean, that's just more of a conservative number on the low side. We know there's many more that are getting biased that we don't know about. And the numbers have not decreased whatsoever, especially in the Del Rio sector, Eagle Pass. El Paso has seen a mass influx of immigrants are coming across. So we expect the numbers are going to continue to increase. And I think they're only going to get, it's going to double in size, come December 21st when Title 42 is completely rescinded. So that remains to be seen. That's why I think it's very important that the governor stepped in and actually invoked the invasion clause. And we'll see how that's going to, stem that flow of mass migration taking place. And hopefully we can send a strong message that those that do come across into the state of Texas, they will be apprehended and sent back.
Yeah, and just closing on this, it's not just that declaration. It's also some of these migrants are being bused to sanctuary cities like New York City, like D.C., now recently Philadelphia, and others. On the heels of, you keep talking about these numbers, 230,000 illegal encounters there for the month of October, according to CBP, and then 2.3 million for the fiscal year of 22. The bottom line is these numbers continue on. Title 42 is going away. But that did have a lot to do with the pandemic. So I guess my final question is this. What do you want to see from Secretary Mayorkas and possibly putting someone at the head of the CBP again? Maybe Title 42 goes away, but perhaps come up with a different order. Do you think there should be some sort of, again, priority to take care of this rather than the state of Texas coming up with their own plan? Your final thoughts.
Well, there should be. I mean, the fact of the matter is that this is a federal government responsibility to secure the border, and they have not done that. They have allowed the situation to get out of control to the point to where every viable resource that was in place, policy, technology, infrastructure, such as the border wall, was completely canceled and taken away. So I think what's really going to stem this flow of mass migration and actually slow down the numbers is policy. They have to put some policy in place. They got to have a strategy as opposed to just talking about it, but actually do something, put some action into place. So that's what we want to see. But until then, the state of Texas has to step in, and nobody's doing more. No other governor is doing more right now in terms of border security than Governor Abbott, because you look at everything that we've done from day one, from Operation Lone Star to building the first ever Texas wall, busing immigrants from Texas to the sanctuary cities, and now invoking the invasion clause. That is a responsibility to the federal government. So they got to do their job. There has to be some accountability there, so that's what we want to see.
Sure. Yeah, again, that decision to bus migrants, it gets national attention. It gets these cities involved when they're forced to accept migrants, not just those Texas border towns who see it every single day. Staff Lieutenant Christopher Olivarez, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate your insight.
Thank you. Great to be with you.